Good morrow, lads and maidens. Today we are doing some more Black Ops 3. I go a little bit, do something a little bit unorthodox. I'm actually sniping. Getting the snipper out here. Getting the little snips. Getting them. Wait for it. Snips. I don't snipe much. I haven't sniped in a while. The last game I was actually good at sniping was probably Ghost. Gosh, and shoot, I wasn't great at it either. You know, sniping's not really my thing. It's aiming. So, God, man, that cannot be a recurring joke. I gotta get my aim up. But no, you're gonna see here. I actually have pretty decent snipping skills. Some snippity skills. Look at that. Got some pretty nice snippity skills here. I had to post this. I video because shoot, I never do this good sniping, man. It was great. I mean, I'm gonna pull out my my backup weapon a lot, the LCAR 9. It's the last pistol you unlock. It is a monster. Yeah, that little tiny thing. Oh, okay, fine. I wasn't talking about it. Whatever. Just flip back to it. No big deal. I wasn't. You know. That's why you died. Try to pull it back out the last second. You douche. Anyway, that's me. Anyway, yeah, really good. I'm running a guy called Ruin. He's a specialist. His name is Ruin. I don't think I've showed you guys Ruin before. I was so easy to talk about my sexy Asian bad bitch. My bad. Yeah, so Ruin, his specialist weapon is the gravity spikes. And these things are nasty. I have a bunch of videos with Ruin. So the next couple of videos you guys are going to be seeing from me are going to have him in there. Because the gravity spikes, like, they're the absolute, he's the very first specialist. Like, just in general, right? And I was like, gravity spikes, they're kind of lame. They don't kill a lot of people. There's better specialists. Let me go. So I think I used them in the beta, but I didn't really use them because in the beta, it was like, oh, dude, he has gravity spikes? That sounds so dope. I got to use those. But once I used them, I'm like, they ain't that great. So, you know, I went back to, whatchamacallit, all my other stuff, right? But I started using these again because I'm playing a game mode called Hardpoint. Basically, Hardpoint is like King of the Hill with guns. Yeah, no, actually, it's exactly what it is. It's exactly King of the Hill with guns, and whoever stays on the hard point for the longest wins the game. The game goes to 250. Bam, all the rules right there. But yeah, so gravity spikes go ham, I go ham, this pistol goes ham, just a bunch of just ham and turkey dinners up in this, man. Oh gosh, it was great. This video I wanted to talk about actually is about optimism versus reality, and this is a problem that I see, that I get into a lot, but I see a lot of people getting into, right? For me, I'm a very straightforward, logical thinking person, right? If it doesn't make sense, I'm not going to do it. If it doesn't, doesn't bode well for me, I'm a huge statistics guy, right? I'm actually pulled this towards basketball, actually. I know I keep on bringing up sports when I go with my introspective videos, but this is a really quick one. Whenever I talk about sports, it's always stats. It's always stats. It's this. Logic, this doesn't make sense, we're not going to do it, right? And that's realistic. If somebody shoots, let's say, 20 points a game, right? And he averages that for the entire year. And the last game of the season, okay, how likely is it that he's going to drop 60? It's not very likely because his average is, say, 20, right? If he was averaging around 55, saying he might drop 60 is not that big of a deal. Hold up for a second, we're going to pause this, watch this gravity spikes real quickity-quicks. Come up in a second. Flashbang the whole world. Come on up. Gah! Oh my goodness. The destruction. Ugh, those things are so sexy. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so when I talk about basketball, it's always very statistical. You know what I'm saying? I'm always in the moment of logic. Because a lot of people around me, especially like some of my friends, they're like, well, nah, man, he's been playing nice. Nah, man, he's pretty good. I think he can do it. No, man, and then he drops like 8 points in the next game. It's like there's just between logic and actually being realistic and being optimistic, right? Being optimistic is looking at a situation that may not bode well, it might not be likely to bode well, but you still have high hopes for it, right? And this is actually a problem for me because I'm not very optimistic. I call it thinking. People say everyone around me says I think negatively. I say I think realistically, and it's a problem because if I look at a situation, I'm not likely to do well in it. I kind of like, oh, okay, so I'm not going to do well. And people just get really upset at me, like, no, you got to believe. You got to tell yourself you're going to do well. And then if you tell yourself you're going to do well, you're going to do well. And it's just like, no, that's not how life works. Just me telling myself, yo, I'm gonna sleep with Kate Upton this year. It's not gonna happen because that's very optimistic of me to say that. No, I might have that's very optimistic of me, but realistically, that's probably not gonna happen. You see what I mean? So, but they both have their place. There's some people who are too, I guess, realistic, and they come off as really, really cynical. And I do this a lot, and I really don't like it about myself because I can be sort of a downer. I'm a pretty energetic, go with the flow kind of guy, chilled back. Well, energetic and chill, whatever, don't really make a mix. But you know what I'm saying? I'm a people person. That's what I'm saying. So when I get around people, and I do have these moods where I kind of can't. I hate to say it, but I can't operate well. You know, I don't. I'm not fun to be around because I get really cynical and I get quote unquote too realistic and all sorts of stuff. It comes to a point where like people don't really like being around me. They don't. I mean, even if they do, it comes to a point where like they're just really down when they're around me because I'm just putting out that kind of energy, and it's like that's not good. That's not good. But I can tell you right now, some of the most annoying people to be around are people who are too optimistic to a point where like everything is sunshine and damn, he dropped me. Everything is sunshine and rainbows, and everything is just no. If you believe it's gonna work, and you just you know what I'm saying. But there's a definite good balance to that. There's a point where you can still be optimistic, but you can be realistic. There's a point where you can still be optimistic, have high hopes for something, believe in the greater good, but cap your expectations to a point where, you know, it doesn't hurt you. And that's probably the biggest problem with optimism. It's you kind of get hurt a lot because you believe in people and you believe in whatever and whatever it is in your life, and it might actually be detrimental to you. So say you believe in gosh, I can't think of a really good example right now, but let's say you believe that your perfect example. This happens to me all the time, right? I believe that my brother, because I like to go to my brother's house, he's older than me, he has his own apartment and all that. I like to believe that he's going to pick me up, and I'm going to go to his house, and I'm going to hang out with him the whole day, right? And I like to believe he's going to pick me up when he said he's going to pick me up, right? But if you know my brother, you know that he's lazy as hell, and that he's probably not going to do it, right? That me being too optimistic is thinking he's actually going to pick me up on time, if not pick me up at all, right? And I used to have this problem a lot when I was a little bit younger, because it was just like, well, no, he's going to do it today. He's going to do it today. Now, this one's going to be different. You know, he's going to whatever. Hell no. My brother, no, my brother's not going to do that. So, you know what I'm saying? So, it's being realistic versus being optimistic. It's like, it would be great if he did. It would be great if he actually, you know, picked me up, we hang out, whatever. But think about it. I'm 7 years younger than him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not exactly his first person to hang out with. I mean, that's not me, you know, being extremely sad about it or whatever. I understand because I got a little bit older now. I don't want to hang out with people who are like, you know, 10, 11, you know what I'm saying? Like, or like 13, whatever years old. I don't want to hang out with those kids, and that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So, with him, it it really, gosh. See that this sounds way more depressing than it actually is. I really didn't mean to make it sound this depressing. But it comes to a certain point where being hurt all the time from being optimistic is it's not the move. It's not the best thing in the world. So there's always a balance you have between being optimistic and realistic. The problem with being realistic is that you get too down sometimes. You get too into just looking at things really logically when that's not how humans think all the time. Sometimes people, there are, you know, outliers, and there are exceptions, and there are, you know, people that can change the mold. But when you're looking at just the statistics, you don't see that. You don't give yourself a chance to be hopeful. You don't give yourself a chance to think differently. And, you know, that's really detrimental to somebody, just their psyche. You know, you're constantly, you know, downing other things, and that's not good. So, guys, just want to let you, you know, oh my god, that was terrible. I want you guys to know something I was thinking about lately. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. I thought it was really good, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys later. Peace.